The pitch is that it's the perfect bridge between crypto and the AI industry's insatiable need for capital. But is it really financing the future of AI? Or is there something else entirely going on under the hood? All right, let's get into it.
You have to admit, the pitch was simple and honestly pretty brilliant. Earn up to 20% yield. How? By powering the future of artificial intelligence. It's a story that just makes sense. You provide the money, they buy the GPUs that run the AI models, and you get a cut. It tapped right into the AI hype, and man, did it work. Hundreds of millions of dollars flooded in just a matter of months. And that right there is the big question, isn't it? It's what this whole explainer is really
Where
about.
does the yield
Whenever
come
you see a
from?
number like
Right,
20% APY, you've got to ask, where is the money actually coming from?
right.
Is this some revolutionary new financial engine? Or is it just a great marketing story propped up on a shaky foundation?
I hope
Well,
not.
we're going to peel back all the layers and find out exactly what's going on. So, to really understand what's happening in reality, first we need to look at the design on paper, because the core idea, the theory behind it all, is genuinely clever. It all kicks off with a two-token system. The easiest way to think about it is like this.
So, you'll notice many of these protocols use a two-token system of some type. And as you take a look at more and more of these different protocols, you'll start to learn more about these incentive systems that they all build.
USDI is your checking account. It's a digital dollar, pegged one-to-one, that you can move around and use for stuff. It doesn't earn you anything. Then you have SUSDI. That's your savings or investment account. You put your USDI in, you get SUSDI back, and that's the token that's supposed to grow in value from all the lending the protocol does. Simple enough, right? Now, here's where the magic is supposed to happen. This is the piece that connects the digital world of crypto to the physical world of, actual stuff. It's called the Caliber framework, and it's a whole new system designed to take a real-world thing, like a super expensive NVIDIA GPU, and somehow turn it into collateral that a smart contract on the
Wow.
blockchain can recognize.
Okay. So this is important. I've been trying to figure out how these RWAs are actually tokenized and what the legal framework is. And it seems like there are many different legal frameworks depending on the jurisdiction that you're thinking about tokenizing the asset in, the region of the world. But how to actually turn that into code? Okay, so it's called I'm just going to take a note real quick. It's called the Caliber framework. I'm going to dig into that after the call.
And this is how they do it. It's a pretty cool process. So an AI company takes his physical GPUs and puts them in a super secure, trusted data center. That data center then issues something called a warehouse receipt, which is a totally old school, legit legal document that just says, yep, we're holding these specific assets for this person.
Oh, wow.
Then they turn that paper receipt into an NFT on the blockchain. And it's that NFT that the protocol sees and accepts as collateral to give out a loan.
Wow. Okay. So you can apply this to metals also. You would have a vault and you deposit metals into that vault. The vault verifies their legitimacy and issues a receipt. That receipt is then tokenized into either a token or an NFT, and then it becomes collateralizable. You can use it, it becomes composable. You can deposit that receipt token for your metals deposit on Aave and borrow against it. Same idea. Same flow, just metals instead of GPUs.
It's this wild mix of centuries-old commercial law and brand new technology. So that's the story. That's the elegant design. But now we get to the real heart of our investigation.
Right. So whenever you guys are researching these protocols on your own, this is really the most important thing. Figuring out how do they actually generate yield? Because if you can't figure that out, then you're probably the yield. So this is super.
We know the theory, but what is the actual source of that juicy 20% yield that got everyone so excited? I mean, based on everything they said, you would assume the money comes from lending to these AI companies at a high interest rate, right? They lend your money out for, say, 25%, and then they pass most of that back to you. It's logical. It makes perfect sense. But that's not what was happening at all.
Huh.
When you actually look at the data and break down where the yield is coming from, the whole story just flips
Wait, what? PayPal subsidy?
on its head. The real money from lending against GPUs, the entire point of the protocol, is practically zero, a tiny
Wow.
fraction of a percent.
Yeah, see that's what I couldn't figure out. Like in the metals model, it was very difficult to figure out how does that directly generate yield. And so I started thinking of different ways to generate yield that's kind of tied into metals in some way. I see that they ran into the same problem, and the way that they solved it is T bill interest, some random PayPal subsidy,